Welcome. Tonight you are invited to wander into a secret garden, a place where every leaf whispers, every flower hums, and the air itself carries the promise of rest. Find a comfortable place where you can let go. Allow your body to soften, your shoulders to release, and your breath to fall into its natural rhythm. This story will guide you down quiet paths lined with blossoms, through arches of ivy and pools of moonlight, where gentle whispers rise from petals and vines. You need carry nothing with you, no thought, no worry, no weight of the day. The garden will hold it all so you can simply drift. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, and let the whispering begin. Twilight lingers at the edge of night as you arrive before an ancient gate. It rises tall and quiet, wrapped in ivy that twists upward like frozen green rivers, its leaves silvered by the moonlight. The iron bars are old, yet they gleam faintly, as if touched by unseen hands that keep them polished through time. You pause. The air around the gate feels different from the air behind you, cooler, lighter, as though you've stepped close to the boundary of a secret world. You draw a breath, and the scent of blossoms reaches you. Jasmine, lavender, and something softer, unfamiliar, like the fragrance of sleep itself. When your hand rests upon the iron, it is not cold as you expect. It is warm, humming faintly, as if the garden already knows you are here. Without effort, the gate swings inward, opening in silence. The hinges do not groan, the metal does not resist. It simply welcomes you. Beyond the gate lies a path lined with moss that glows faintly beneath the fading light. The moss cushions your steps, muffling every sound until even your own movement feels like a dream. Petals scatter across the ground, pale and luminous, catching the glow of the first stars. You step forward, and the garden accepts you. The air is rich with fragrance, yet it is not overwhelming. Each inhalation feels like it carries away some hidden tension within you. Shoulders. Ease, chest opens, breath slows. With each exhale, the weight of the day falls behind, as though the gate itself has sealed it away. As you walk deeper, the silence of the garden is not empty. It is alive. The leaves stir without wind. The blossoms lean slightly toward you. From somewhere distant, you hear the faintest sound, a murmur, a hush, something like voices speaking but too soft to understand. You pause and listen. The sound swells just enough for you to sense its meaning. It is not language, but comfort. It whispers, "Rest, you are safe. You are welcome here." The path curves gently, carrying you beneath an arch of ivy. Tiny buds glow faintly among the leaves, like hidden lanterns waiting to be discovered. As you step beneath them, their light falls across your face, soft and silvery, as though you have walked through a curtain woven of moonlight. The whispers grow a little stronger here, like a chorus forming. They come from the blossoms at your feet, from the moss under your steps, from the ivy overhead. Each sound is tender, like the hush of a friend urging you to sleep. Further along, a breeze stirs the garden. The ivy shifts, and the sound of leaves rubbing together joins the whispers. It blends seamlessly, as if the entire garden breathes with you. Inhale, exhale. Leaf and breath, whisper and silence, all moving in unison. You continue down the path, feeling lighter with each step. Behind you, the gate has closed, though you did not hear it. Ahead, the path bends out of sight, leading you further inward, toward the heart of this hidden place. The whispers follow, never urgent, never demanding, only gentle, steady, patient. They remind you that you have nothing to carry here, nothing to do but walk, breathe, and rest. The moss grows softer, the petals thicker beneath your feet. The scent of jasmine deepens, mingled now with roses just beginning to bloom in the shadows. Above, the sky darkens into velvet, and the first stars appear fully, shining down through gaps in the leaves. You stop once more, standing in the stillness. The whispers rise around you like a quiet tide, holding you in their presence. You are no longer outside. You are inside the garden, inside its hush, its breath, its endless welcome. And so, with the gate now far behind, you step deeper into the whispering garden, ready to follow where its quiet paths will lead. The path extends gently from the gate, winding deeper into the garden. And beneath your feet, the moss softens further. Each step is so quiet, it feels as though the ground itself is carrying you forward, cradling every movement in silence. Scattered. Across the moss lie hundreds of petals, pale and glowing faintly in the moonlight. Some are soft white, others blush with pink or deep violet. They do not feel fallen, as if from decay, but rather placed there, as though the garden has carefully laid them down in your honor. As you walk, the petals shift slightly, brushing against your feet, releasing gentle notes of fragrance into the air. Each scent is unique, yet blends seamlessly into the whole. Lavender, rose, and hints of honey drifting together like a lullaby of fragrance. You breathe deeply, and the air itself feels thick with calm, carrying peace into your lungs, sending it gently through your body. The path curves ahead, framed on both sides by tall hedges of flowering vines. Their blossoms lean toward you, their colors muted by night yet still alive with light. They sway faintly, though no breeze stirs them, and with every motion comes the faintest sound, a soft hush, almost like a sigh. The whispers from the gate return here, though different now. More voices, closer, clearer. The petals and blossoms themselves seem to hum as you pass. Their tones are subtle, layered, blending into a harmony that shifts with your steps. Not a melody, not words, but a constant reassurance. The sound of welcome, the sound of belonging. You slow your pace. Each step feels longer, each breath deeper, as though the garden is guiding you into its rhythm. The world outside fades further behind, until there is nothing left but path, petals, and whispers. A small arch of stone rises ahead, draped in wisteria that hangs like curtains of pale purple flame. Their blossoms glow faintly, catching the starlight and holding it within their petals. As you step beneath, some fall gently into your hair, resting upon your shoulders. Their touch is cool, feather-light, dissolving almost instantly, leaving only a trace of fragrance, sweet, calming. Eternal. Beyond the arch, the path widens into a small clearing. Here, the petals are thicker, covering the moss entirely, forming a carpet that seems to float. When you step forward, it is as though you are walking on air, drifting over the softness of the night. You pause in the center, and the whispers swell. Every petal seems to speak. Every blossom leans nearer. Every vine shivers faintly in harmony. They speak without words, and yet you understand them. You are safe here. You are wanted here. You are home. For a long moment, you stand in the hush, eyes closed, allowing the garden to carry you. The air itself feels alive, moving through you with every breath, slowing your heart, quieting your mind. When you open your eyes, you notice a faint shimmer at the far edge of the clearing. Another path leads onward, narrower now, lined with pale lilies that glow like lanterns in the night. Their reflections glimmer upon the dew, forming tiny stars at your feet. The petals behind you seem to whisper once more, as though bidding you farewell. The path before you hums faintly, already singing a new tone of welcome. And so, without hurry, you take another step forward, leaving the carpet of petals behind. The whispers follow, softer now but steady, guiding you deeper into the garden, toward the fountain waiting just beyond. The path narrows gently, the lilies at its edges bowing slightly as though guiding you forward. Their glow fades into the distance behind you, replaced by a soft new sound. A trickle, a murmur, like water speaking to itself in the quiet of night. You follow the sound until the trees part into a circular clearing. At its center stands a fountain carved from pale stone, its surface smooth and luminous in the moonlight. Water flows from its crown in slender streams, falling into the basin below with a rhythm steady and slow. The fountain is not large, nor is it grand, but it draws your gaze completely. Each drop catches the starlight, breaking into tiny prisms before disappearing into the pool. The sound is gentle, not sharp, not hurried, but soft, like a lullaby repeating endlessly. You step closer. The moss here is damp but warm, as if it holds the memory of sunlight. Around the fountain grow clusters of night-blooming flowers, white blossoms that release their fragrance only in darkness. Their perfume drifts into the air, mingling with the cool scent of water. It is a fragrance both cleansing and comforting, like rain falling on warm earth. The whispers of the garden return here, carried not by leaves or petals, but by the water itself. As it falls, it seems to murmur softly, speaking in a tongue you do not know yet somehow understand. You lean closer, listening. The words are not words at all, but feelings. Let go, rest, breathe. You sit upon the low stone edge of the fountain. Its surface is cool beneath your hands, grounding you. The water's rhythm settles into your chest, syncing with your heartbeat, until the two are indistinguishable. Each trickle marks the passing of a moment, yet the moments themselves blur, stretching and dissolving until time no longer feels important. You gaze into the basin. The water glows faintly, not from within, but from the reflection of the stars above. The ripples bend them into shapes, constellations you have never seen, shifting patterns that seem to tell a story written just for you. A lantern, a bridge, a circle of roses. Each image forms, lingers and fades, replaced by another, like dreams rising one after another. The whispers continue. Some are low, like a distant hum. Others are high and delicate, like wind chimes stirred by the gentlest breeze. Together they weave a harmony that is not music, but something deeper, a sound that bypasses the mind and settles directly in the heart. You breathe in, and the fragrance of the blossoms grows richer. You exhale, and the fountain seems to sigh with you, as though it too has released something into the night. For a time, you simply sit, listening, breathing, resting. The fountain does not ask you to move, does not hurry you onward. It only offers its sound, its presence, its steady rhythm. But then, as you linger, you notice the water shift. The ripples align, stretching toward a narrow opening on the far side of the clearing. A small path waits there, just beyond the circle of flowers. It is as though the fountain itself is pointing you onward, sending you gently toward the next part of the garden. You rise slowly, placing your hand on the stone once more. It hums faintly beneath your touch, as if bidding you farewell. The whispers fade slightly, but their calm remains in you, carried in your breath, in your chest, in your steady steps. With one last glance at the glowing basin, you turn toward the path, ready to follow the quiet flow of whispers deeper into the garden's heart. The path curves gently from the fountain, its mossy surface soft beneath your feet, carrying you deeper into the hush of the garden. The whispers fade behind you, replaced by a faint glow that flickers ahead. At first it seems like starlight scattered among the leaves, but as you draw closer, you realize it is something more. The way forward narrows beneath an arch of ivy, its tendrils twisting upward in delicate spirals. Among the leaves hang tiny lanterns, hundreds of them, swaying lightly though no wind stirs the night. Each lantern is no larger than your hand, their frames made of delicate wood or thin bronze, their glass frosted so the flames within glow softly, never harsh. They do not burn like ordinary fire. Their light is steady, golden, warm, as if made from sunlight captured at dawn. The ivy cradles them gently, as though vines and lanterns have grown together, inseparable, one supporting the other. You step beneath the arch. At once, the glow folds around you, settling on your shoulders like a shawl of light. Shadows lengthen and soften, shifting in slow patterns across the moss. The air is warmer here, touched by the quiet heat of 1,000 tiny flames. The whispers return, not from petals or fountains, but from the lanterns themselves. Each one hums faintly, a note so quiet you might have mistaken it for silence, had there been only one. But together, woven across hundreds of flames, the notes blend into a harmony, steady, gentle, unending. You pause in the center of the archway, gazing upward. The lanterns sway, their light spilling through the ivy leaves. The patterns shift like constellations, forming shapes that glow only for a moment before dissolving into new ones. You see circles, spirals, stars, and bridges, all rising and falling. In the flicker of flame. The whispers grow clearer here. Not words, but reassurance. Rest. Slow down. Be at ease. You lower yourself onto a small stone bench tucked beneath the ivy. Its surface is cool, grounding, while the light above warms your face. You close your eyes. The harmony of lanterns sinks deeper into you, matching the rhythm of your breath. With every inhale, light fills you, spreading calm through your chest. With every exhale, heaviness leaves, carried away by the hush of the flames. For a time, you sit without moving, the ivy arch cradling you as though you were another blossom in its care. The lanterns hum on, patient, timeless, with no expectation, no demand. When you open your eyes, you notice that the path continues, glowing faintly, as though touched by the lantern light itself. The arch of ivy stretches onward, forming a tunnel that leads deeper into the garden. You rise slowly, taking one last breath beneath the glow. The whispers seem to bid you farewell, their tones softening, their harmony fading gently as you move. The lanterns sway once more, sending their final shimmer across the moss. And then you step forward, leaving the arch behind, following the golden glow that lingers upon the path ahead. The lantern-lit ivy arch fades behind you, and the whispers soften into memory. Ahead, the path widens, opening slowly into a vast meadow hidden at the heart of the garden. You pause at its edge, for the sight is so still, so luminous, it feels as though you have stepped directly into a dream. The meadow stretches out in every direction, carpeted with grasses that shimmer faintly under the starlight. Their blades bend and sway, though no wind moves across them, as if they are breathing with the night itself. Each movement releases a faint sparkle, like dew catching the light of the moon. Scattered among the grasses are flowers, thousands of them, their petals glowing with their own faint radiance. Some are pale white, others blush pink, and some burn with a soft golden hue. Together, they form a living mosaic that shifts with every breath of the earth. The air here is lighter, touched with the sweetness of wild blossoms. You inhale, and it feels like drinking honeyed air. You exhale, and your body grows heavier, grounding into the stillness. Above, fireflies rise from the grasses, one by one, their glow flickering like sparks born from the soil. They hover lazily, tracing arcs through the night, leaving faint trails that linger for a heartbeat before dissolving. Soon there are dozens of them, then hundreds, drifting upward until the line between meadow and sky begins to blur. The whispers return here, carried not by leaves or lanterns, but by the fireflies themselves. Their glow pulses in rhythm, as though each light carries a single note of an unseen melody. When you stand still, you can almost hear it, a hum low and steady, gentle as breath. You step into the meadow. The grasses part softly around you, cushioning your feet, bending without breaking. Flowers lean toward you, brushing your hands, leaving trails of fragrance that cling to your skin. The fireflies gather closer, circling slowly, forming constellations that echo the stars above. For a while, you walk with no direction. The meadow itself guides you, carrying you deeper toward its center. Time feels suspended, stretched into softness. Each step is slower than the last, each breath deeper, each heartbeat quieter. At the meadow's heart lies a small rise in the earth, a gentle hill blanketed in blossoms. You climb it slowly, your body moving as though carried by the rhythm of the whispers. When you reach the top, you sit among the flowers, their glow forming a cushion beneath you. From here, the view expands. The meadow spreads wide, a sea of shifting lights, fireflies drifting upward, stars drifting downward, until the sky and earth mirror one another. For a moment, you cannot tell if you are beneath the stars or among them. Both feel true, both feel endless. The whispers swell here, surrounding you, holding you. They say nothing specific, and yet they say everything you need. Rest. You belong. You are held. You lie back among the blossoms. The fireflies hover above, their glow falling across your face like falling stars. The grasses sigh around you, their sound soft and endless. The night folds in, not heavy, but gentle, wrapping you in its rhythm. For a time, there is no need to move, no need to think. Only the meadow, the whispers, and the endless sky reflecting itself in the glow of fireflies and flowers. When at last you rise, the meadow does not change, does not fade. It lingers, steady and patient, waiting always for your return. A faint path glows on the far side of the hill, lined with blossoms brighter than the rest, guiding you onward. You take one final breath of the meadow's honeyed air, letting it fill you completely, and step forward once more, leaving its glow behind. The whispers follow softly, a promise that the meadow will remain within you, even as you walk deeper into the garden's heart. From the glowing meadow, the path narrows again, lined with clusters of low blossoms that release a faint silver mist. The air feels cooler now, touched with something older, as though you are being led into a place that remembers far more than. It reveals ahead, calmer, rising above the smaller trees and hedges. You see it, a great tree with leaves that glimmer like polished silver. Its trunk is wide and smooth, its bark pale as moonlight, and its branches stretch outward, as though they have been cradling the night sky for centuries. The tree seems to breathe with the garden itself, steady and eternal. As you draw closer, the air around it grows still. The fireflies from the meadow linger at its edge, but none cross beneath its branches. It is not a forbidding stillness, but a sacred one, the hush that falls in the presence of something vast and kind. You step into the shade of the tree, and the whispers grow stronger. They are different here, deeper, resonant, as though carried within the very wood. When the breeze stirs the branches, the silver leaves move together, creating a sound unlike any you've ever known. Not rustling, not rattling, but a chorus of hushed tones, layered, patient, endless dot. It is here you understand why the garden has brought you. This is the tree of echoes, and within its leaves are the voices of all who have ever rested in the garden before. Every sigh of peace, every release of burden, every whispered gratitude has been gathered here. Held within the silver canopy, you sit at the base of the trunk, leaning gently against it. The bark is cool but welcoming, supporting you without strain. The ground is soft, layered with moss and fallen leaves that glow faintly like embers. As you close your eyes, the whispers envelop you completely. They do not speak in words. They are not instructions, not demands. They are the echoes of kindness, of rest, of reassurance. You hear the faint impression of laughter shared in gentleness, of a voice once saying you are safe, of a heart once releasing its weight. These echoes ripple through you, not as memories of others, but as reminders that you too are held. You too are safe. You too are allowed to let go. The branches sway, and the whispers rise. For a moment, it feels as though the tree itself bends close, wrapping you in a canopy of voices that carry you deeper into stillness. Time stretches thin. Minutes pass like breaths, indistinguishable from one another. You feel not as though you are listening to the tree, but as though you are part of its chorus, your own rest and release joining the harmony. When at last you open your eyes, the silver canopy glimmers more brightly. The stars above have shifted, and it is as if the tree has gathered them into its branches. You see constellations caught in the leaves, glowing softly as though the sky itself has lowered to rest within this sacred place. The whispers soften, returning to a quiet murmur. They do not fade completely. They never do. They linger in your chest, in your breath, as though you carry a piece of the tree within you now. You rise slowly, resting one hand against the trunk. It hums faintly beneath your touch, a resonance, steady and patient, a reminder that the garden remembers for you, so you do not need to beyond the tree. The path glows faintly once more, guiding you onward. You take one last look at the silver canopy, still shimmering, still breathing, still echoing the voices of peace, and then step forward, leaving the great tree behind as you continue deeper into the whispering garden. The whispers of the tree of echoes linger within you as the path guides you onward. The air is cooler now, touched with the faint scent of lilies and water. Each step carries you deeper into the hush until you hear it. Not a fountain's trickle, but the wider hush of still water, unbroken, waiting. The path opens into a clearing, and there it rests, a pool so calm it seems like a mirror laid upon the earth. Its surface reflects the night sky perfectly. Stars gleam within it as clearly as they shine above, until you feel as though you stand between two heavens. Around the pool, lilies bloom, their petals wide and white, glowing faintly in the moonlight. They release a fragrance subtle yet profound, cool and sweet, drifting across the water in delicate waves. The air is so still that the scent lingers, hanging like a veil of calm. You step closer. The moss beneath your feet gives way to smooth stone, worn flat over countless years. The stone circles the pool like a frame, holding its silence with reverence. When you sit at the edge, the stone is cool beneath you, grounding, steady. The water does not ripple, it waits, and as you gaze into it, your own reflection appears, softened, blurred, not sharp as in daylight. Your face, your body, your very presence seems gentler, as though the pool sees not what the world sees, but the calm that lies beneath. The whispers here are faint, almost inaudible. They rise not from the air, not from leaves or lanterns, but from within the stillness itself. A quiet hum, steady and endless, like the sound the earth might make if it were breathing in rhythm with the stars. You close your eyes, and the stillness surrounds you. It is not empty. It is full of rest, of quiet, of space wide enough to hold every thought until those thoughts no longer need to be carried. You inhale, and the air enters easily, cool and refreshing. You exhale, and tension slides from your shoulders, down your arms, dissolving into the stone. Inhale again, and calm fills your chest. Exhale, and the last remnants of the day drift into the pool. Gone, absorbed by its stillness. Time stretches thin here. You do not know how long you sit, how long you breathe, how long the water reflects the sky. Moments dissolve, and in their place is only presence, only silence, only rest. When you open your eyes again, the pool has shifted slightly. It is not rippling, yet the stars within it seem brighter, closer, as though the pool has accepted your release and drawn the heavens nearer in response. A lily petal drifts onto the surface. Instead of breaking the reflection, it becomes part of it, glowing softly as it moves. You watch it cross the water slowly, carried by currents too subtle to see, until it reaches the far side and disappears into the shadows. You understand. Then, the gift of the pool of stillness. It does not take from you, does not erase. It simply absorbs, reflects, holds, until all things are softened, until all things are calm. You rise slowly, your body lighter than before, your breath slower, steadier. You touch the stone edge one last time. It hums faintly beneath your hand, as though reminding you that stillness is never far, always waiting, always present. Beyond the pool, a faint glow marks the path forward. You step away, leaving the reflection behind, yet carrying its calm within you, each step now as steady as the water you leave in silence. The glow of the path leads you gently away from the pool of stillness, carrying its calm within your breath. The air grows warmer now, touched by a deeper fragrance, rich and sweet. It is unmistakable. Roses, hundreds of them, their perfume. Drifting on the night like a song. The path bends through tall hedges, and when you step beyond, the garden opens into a wide circular grove. At its center lies a ring of roses, growing in perfect symmetry, their petals wide and luminous. They glow in shades of ivory, blush, and deep crimson, each casting a soft light that overlaps with the others, weaving a tapestry of colors across the circle dot. The ground is soft moss once more, cushioned and springy, and as you step closer, you feel a gentle hum beneath your feet. The roses are not silent. They are singing, not with voices, but with tones, each bloom releasing a note so delicate it could be mistaken for silence if heard alone. Together, hundreds of them weave a harmony that rises and falls like breathing dot. You pause at the edge, letting the sound wash over you. It is not music of performance, not melody or rhythm, but the steady, endless chorus of life at rest. The harmony reaches into your chest, quieting the last restless corners of your thoughts. The whispers here are clearer than anywhere before. They say without words, you belong. You are part of this harmony. You are not a part, but within dot you step into the circle. At once the hum deepens, as though the roses recognize your presence and shift their tones to welcome you. Their glow brightens faintly, the light overlapping across your body, draping you in warmth and color. At the circle's center lies a small stone seat, worn smooth with time. You lower yourself onto it, and the moment you sit, the harmony steadies, flowing around you in even waves. Your breath sinks with it naturally. Inhale, and the tones rise. Exhale, and they fall. The fragrance is rich here, yet never heavy. Each breath carries a different note of rose, sweet, fresh, soft, grounding. You close your eyes, and it feels as though the garden itself is breathing for you, through you, with you. For a while you sit without thought. The harmony carries you, the fragrance holds you, and the glow of roses keeps the night soft and safe. When you open your eyes again, the circle has changed. The roses sway gently, though there is no breeze, and their petals begin to fall, one by one. They do not wither, they do not crumble. Each petal glows as it drifts, floating slowly downward until it rests upon the moss. Instead of fading, the four petals remain lit, covering the ground with a second circle of stars. You realize then that this is not just a ring of roses. It is a constellation, formed of blossoms and petals, of light above and light below. You are seated within it, at the heart of a living constellation, held steady by its harmony. The whispers soften now, but they linger in your chest. A hum that will not fade even when you rise. They have given you what you needed, a reminder that you are not separate, not alone, but part of something wider, something endless. At last, you stand, the moss springing back beneath your feet. The roses continue to hum, their petals continuing to fall, their harmony carrying on without pause. You step beyond the circle, and the glow of the path appears again, waiting patiently to guide you further into the garden. The roses do not call after you. They do not need to. Their song has already taken root within you, and it will hum there long after you leave. The song of the roses fades gently behind you as the path narrows once more. The glow of petals lingers in your chest, a steady hum that guides your steps. Ahead, you hear the faintest murmur, not the stillness of a pool, nor the trickle of a fountain, but the flowing voice of water in motion. The path bends, and there it appears, a small wooden bridge arching across a stream. Its railings are carved with vines and blossoms, polished smooth by time. The planks gleam faintly, as though brushed with moonlight itself. Beneath the bridge, the water glows, not with reflection, but with its own pale radiance, as though the moon has melted and poured itself into the current. You step closer, and the whispers return. They rise from the water, carried in the stream's steady motion. The sound is soft, endless, repeating, a lullaby whispered by the current as it flows beneath the bridge. When you place your foot upon the first plank, the wood does not creak. Instead, it hums faintly, joining the river's song. With each step, the hum deepens, until it feels as though the bridge itself is an instrument tuned to your presence. You pause midway across. The stream flows below, its glow shifting and shimmering, in patterns that seem to form words, though no letters appear. You lean against the railing and listen. The whispers grow clearer. Let go. Drift. Be carried. You close your eyes, and the hum of the bridge blends with the current. It is steady, patient, eternal. For a moment, you feel weightless, as though the water below has risen to hold you, carrying your thoughts away one by one. When you open your eyes, the stars above mirror the glow below. The bridge seems to hang between two rivers, one of light above, one of light below. You are suspended between them, carried in both directions, yet perfectly still. You rest your hands upon the railing. The wood is warm, humming gently beneath your palms. Its vibration syncs with your breath, slow and steady, until every inhale and exhale feels like part of the stream's endless flow. The lilies along the banks lean toward the water, their blossoms glowing as though feeding the current with their light. Some petals break free and drift downstream, carried gently away, their glow lingering on the surface. You watch them float, unhurried, fading only when the current bends them out of sight. For a long while, you remain on the bridge. Time does not press here. The current carries all urgency away. There is only the hum of wood, the whisper of water, the glow of moonlight flowing endlessly onward. Eventually, you step forward again. Each plank hums beneath your feet as you cross, each step a note in the harmony of the stream. The far side draws nearer, lit by soft lanterns hanging from branches overhead. When you reach the end, you pause once more, looking back across the water. The bridge glows faintly, the current shimmers, the stars above remain steady. You understand. Now that this crossing was not to move from one side to another, but to be suspended, to learn what it feels like to rest between, to let the current hold everything you carried. You touch the railing one last time. It hums gently, as though offering a farewell, before you step off the bridge. The whispers soften, fading into the night as the path carries you onward, deeper into the garden's quiet embrace. The sound of the moonlit stream fades behind you as the path bends once more, carrying you deeper into the hush of the garden. The air grows cooler, touched with the scent of willow and damp earth. Overhead, branches knit together, dimming the starlight until the path feels enclosed in a soft green tunnel. The glow of moss beneath your feet is the only guide. Its faint shimmer lights the way forward, step by step, as though the garden wants you to slow, to move gently, without hurry. Then, the path opens into a small alcove, hidden and quiet. Here, a willow tree spreads its long branches, their silver leaves trailing like curtains that sway without wind. Beneath its canopy, half hidden by the folds of hanging leaves, rests a stone bench. Its surface glows faintly, worn smooth by time. Waiting for you. You part the willow's branches and step inside. At once, the world outside falls silent. The whispers of the garden are muted here, hushed into reverence, as though this alcove is a sanctuary within the sanctuary. You sit upon the bench. It is cool beneath you, grounding yet comfortable, supporting you fully. The willow's branches gather close, enclosing you in their embrace. Each leaf seems to hum faintly, a whisper just for you, so soft you feel it more than hear it. Your body relaxes deeper than before. Shoulders release, breath slows, eyelids grow heavy. The bench holds you without effort, reminding you that here, in this hidden place, you do not need to hold yourself at all. The whispers grow clearer. They are not many voices now, but one, the voice of the willow itself. It says, "Rest, be still. Let the world pass without you for a while." You lean back, letting your head rest against the trunk. The bark is smooth, warm, alive. You close. Your eyes and the branches above seem to sway in rhythm with your breath. Each movement creates a faint sound, a sigh like fabric brushing against fabric. It is endlessly soothing, endlessly patient. For a time, you drift. Thoughts rise, but the willow takes them. Each one that appears is caught by the leaves, carried upward, and then dissolved into the night. You need not chase them, you need not hold them. The tree does this for you. Minutes pass like seconds, or perhaps seconds like hours. Time does not matter here. What matters is the stillness, the bench beneath you, the leaves around you, the voice that continues to murmur softly. Rest. 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 When you open your eyes again, the willow has not changed. Its branches still curtain the alcove. Its leaves still glow faintly in the moonlight. Yet something within you has shifted. You are lighter, emptier in the best way, as though the tree has absorbed what you no longer need. You rise slowly. The bench remains cool, steady, unchanged, but it carries the memory of your rest now, as though it will remember you when you are gone. The willow parts its branches slightly, revealing the path beyond, glowing faintly to guide you onward. Before you leave, you place a hand upon the trunk. It hums softly, resonant, as if acknowledging your presence one last time. The whisper lingers. Go gently. You are ready. You step out from beneath the canopy. The willow closes behind you, its branches swaying once more, sealing the alcove in silence. The whispers fade into the night, but their calm remains within you, steady and sure, as you continue along the glowing path toward the garden's deeper heart. The path carries you onward from the willow's hidden alcove, and with each step, the air grows lighter. The fragrance of roses and lilies fades, replaced by something subtler, a sweetness you cannot name, like the scent of sleep itself. Ahead, the garden shifts. The hedges grow taller, arching inward as though guiding you toward a single destination. The moss beneath your feet brightens faintly, its glow pooling at intervals like lanterns placed upon the ground. The whispers gather too, rising in tone, clearer, steadier, as though preparing you for something waiting just beyond. And then you see it, at the end of the path, framed by ivy and silver branches, stands a gate unlike the first, where the outer gate was wrought iron, entwined with vines. This one seems alive with light. Its frame is carved of pale stone, etched with flowing patterns that shimmer faintly in the starlight. Its bars are not metal, but strands of crystal, glowing softly, as though lit from within. This is no exit, no threshold to leave the garden. This is the gate of dreams, the passage deeper, inward, to a place beyond the waking world. You approach, slowly. Each step brings the whispers closer until they feel not like sounds carried on the air, but like voices inside your chest. They do not instruct, they invite. They say, enter and rest. Enter and drift. Enter and become. When you reach the gate, you place your hand upon its frame. It is cool, but it hums with energy, alive and endless. The patterns etched into the stone seem to shift beneath your touch, like water moving under glass. For a moment, you close your eyes. The whispers swell, and in that sound, you feel the weight of the garden itself. Every petal, every lantern, every echo, every stillness, all guiding you here, to this point, to this passage, to this letting go. The gate opens without sound. The crystal bars dissolve into light, spreading outward like ripples on water, until nothing remains but an arch of silver radiance. Beyond it, the air glows softly, filled with drifting motes like stars suspended in mist. You step forward, and the garden does not resist. It releases you gently, like hands letting go after a long embrace. Inside the archway, the world changes. The air feels deeper, thicker, yet easier to breathe. The whispers do not fade. They strengthen, wrapping you fully, carrying you onward. You look back once. The garden beyond is dim now, hushed and still, as though waiting patiently for your return. The gate remains open, glowing faintly, but you know you will not pass back through it tonight. This is a one-way passage, into dreams, into rest, into the final embrace. You turn again toward the light. The whispers guide you, patient and sure, leading you to the final chamber of the garden. Ahead you glimpse the faint outline of blossoms, their glow brighter than any you have seen, forming shapes too soft and shifting to name. The air hums like a lullaby woven of stars. The path beneath your feet fades into softness. No moss, no stone, only light, carrying you gently, steadily forward. The gate of dreams fades behind you, dissolving into the night, and you walk on, fully within the dream the garden has prepared. The path of light carries you onward from the gate of dreams, steady and patient beneath your feet. Around you, the glow deepens until it feels as though you are walking through the heart of starlight itself. The whispers swell, not louder, but fuller, layered, endless. A chorus that has no beginning and no end. Gradually, the light clears into another chamber of the garden, wider than any you have seen before. Its boundaries are soft, dissolving into mist, so that you cannot tell where the garden ends and the sky begins. Blossoms cover the ground in waves, glowing in every shade of moonlit color. Their fragrance drifts like a veil, sweet, soft, timeless. Above, branches arch into a dome, their silver leaves forming a canopy that shimmers as though woven from threads of dawn. Lanterns hang among them, their flames steady, their light falling like rain made of gold. Between the branches, stars shine clearly, mirrored by blossoms below, until you stand within a sphere of endless reflection, earth and sky made one. At the center of this chamber, a single tree rises, taller than all others, its bark pale and luminous. From its branches hang countless blossoms, each one glowing, each one whispering. They do not whisper separately, but together, their voices entwined into a single harmony that fills the entire space. You walk slowly toward the tree. The path dissolves into petals that cushion your every step, sighing softly as you pass. The whispers grow stronger, wrapping you like a cloak. They say, "You have arrived. You are home. Rest now." When you reach the tree, you lower yourself to the ground at its base. The earth here is softer than moss, warmer than stone. You sink into it, as though into a bed woven of light and fragrance. The whispers hum through the roots into your body, until you feel as though you are no longer sitting beside the tree, but within it, part of its endless calm. The lanterns above sway gently. Their light moves across your face in patterns that slow your breath even further. Inhale, light. Exhale, release. Inhale, calm. Exhale, surrender. The rhythm is steady, eternal, unbroken. You close your eyes, and the garden fills your senses completely. The fragrance of blossoms, the warmth of lanterns, the hum of silver leaves, the chorus of whispers that hold you without asking anything in return. For a while, you drift. Thoughts rise, but they dissolve into the harmony. Memories flicker, but they soften, joining the chorus. Even time itself fades, replaced by the endless repetition of breath and whisper, breath and light, breath and stillness. When you open your eyes again, the chamber has not changed, yet it feels transformed. The garden no longer surrounds you. It is within you. The whispers are not outside voices, but your own heartbeat, your own breath, your own soul at rest. Above, the stars shimmer once more. Slowly, the lanterns begin to rise, their flames lifting gently from their frames. One by one, they float upward, drifting past the silver canopy, carrying their glow into the night. They join the constellations until the sky itself becomes filled with the light of the garden. The tree hums softly, its whispers now faint, like the final notes of a song. You realize they will never fade completely. They will remain with you, even beyond the garden, even beyond waking. You lie back upon the earth, eyes half closed, as the last lanterns drift into the sky. Their glow blurs into the stars until you can no longer tell them apart. Garden and night have become one dot. The whispers linger, steady, endless. They say, rest deeply, dream peacefully, you are safe, you are home. And with those whispers carrying you, you drift at last into sleep, held forever within the embrace of the whispering garden.